Yo, what's up, everybody? Life's just been so good ever since Volk won the belt back. Feel like I got shot back into 2022 when I was a wee lad and Volk was on top of the world in pound for pound number one. Or 2023, I don't fucking remember what year it was exactly. But that made me think, guys, who are my favorite fighters on the UFC roster currently? These aren't like my all-time favorite fighters, but these are who are currently on the UFC roster and currently still actively fighting. And it's going to be my favorite fighters in each weight class, guys. Let's get right into it. I think we should go straight from heavy. Oh my god, I'm fucking Curtis Blades maxing out here with the stuttering. But yeah, let's go heavyweight to flyweight. Actually, nah, I know you guys don't want it to end at flyweight. You know what? I'll just do a random order. Fuck it. Guys, starting off, these guys as a whole aren't ranked against each other. It's just one per division. And let's start right with the light heavyweight division. Alex Pereira, guys, one of my favorite fighters of all time. I don't give a fuck if you want to shit on him for losing to Ank. I don't care if you think he's cringe because of Shama. I think that's pretty cringe, I can't lie. But you can't deny Alex Pereira has had one of the most historic runs in UFC history, both at light heavyweight and at middleweight. And just look at the fucking resume on this guy, man. Like, after Michailidis and Bruno Silva, he fought nothing but absolute killers. Former champion, former champion, former champion, former champion, former champion, former champion again. Not a former champion, but a dangerous contender, and this ugly inbred. But you also can't deny him saving UFC 313 303 was such a sick moment by Alex. His first build-up with Yuri was one of my favorite build-ups to a fight ever. Perfectly called this fight, by the way. Alex Pereira's made me a lot of money in his career as well, which can add to a bit of the bias, but you can't deny his story is inspirational. He's got one of the funnest styles to watch in the UFC. Lethal knockout artist. Yes, Ank beat him. I hope he KOs Ank in a rematch. He won't KO Ank in a rematch. I just know it won't happen. But we all can hope. You know what I mean? Hey, Volk's back on top. And maybe Alex can get back on top as well. He's not that far removed, though. And he didn't lose by KO twice. So much more possible for Alex. But yeah, man, I loved Alex Pereira's. I do love Alex Pereira's run in the UFC so far, even though he's had his 2 losses. Fuck, that Adesanya loss hurt. But man, maybe we can see him get back to the top of the world one day. But as long as it lasted, thank you, Alex Pereira, for an absolutely amazing run in 2024. And that's one of the best title runs ever in humanity. In all of UFC history, all of boxing history, I don't give a shit what you say. That title run in 1 year, holy shit. 3 fights, 3 knockouts, an absolute war with Roundtree. Like, we're never going to get fucking wars with this fucking ugly inbred as champ. But we're going to get fucking 5-round hug fests. But let's go right on to a different fighter in a different weight class. Joshua Van. Guys, watching Joshua Van fight is like watching art. This guy is so technical with his boxing and his takedown defense. Yes, he's small at flyweight and he just always worries me that he's going to get chinned somehow. Charles Johnson, you motherfucker. How do you get chinned by Charles Johnson? I don't get it. But fuck, dude. But man, that loss hurts. But regardless, dude, Joshua Van's a fucking absolute beast. He's so active. He's already back in there fighting Bruno Silva at UFC 316. What's not to love about this guy? He's young. He's dangerous. His fights are all entertaining. Dude, Joshua Van is one to absolutely watch and one to rise in his career. I believe Joshua Van is going to be a top contender in the division at one point in his career. He's too good not to, man. Yes, he's small. And he is a small flyweight, which is fucking tough being a tiny flyweight. It's like Schnell having no chin at flyweight. It's like, oh my God, what the fuck? You have no chin in a division where everyone's super skilled? That's pretty fucking tough. But he's had an absolute war with Edgar Chairez. The Durden fight was pretty fun. He got taken down in the first round and then came back and beat the shit out of Durden. Saruya, he stuffed all of his takedowns and just beat the shit out of him. Saruya hit a really nice arm throw in this fight. If you guys ever want to replay a nice arm throw, go back to Ray Saruya and Van, I think round 2. Van was doing good against Johnson, looked great against Felipe Bunas, which aged well after he armbarred Jose Johnson in the first. Borjas aged well after he fraud-checked Ronaldo Rodriguez. Zalgash split is crazy, but props to Joshua Van for the run he's had in the UFC so far. And this guy, since joining in 2023, has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and going on to have his 8th fight in 2 years. Joshua Van, you gotta respect the activity out of this guy. One of my favorite flyweights to watch. Every time I get to watch him, it's genuinely, it's kind of like watching another guy that's on this list. Piotr Jan. Technical brilliance is Piotr Jan. Whenever I watch a Piotr Jan fight, guys, I'm just like, damn, bro, I need to step up my game. Like, holy shit. If this is what this guy's pulling out, I hope he can become champion once again. I know they'll never. I hope O'Malley beats Merab. Fucking knee knocks him out with a knee or something, and then we can get O'Malley and Jan 5 rounds. I actually do think Jan can beat Umar Nurmagomedov, guys. I think he's got the takedown defense. I think his striking's good enough. I think Umar's striking's a bit here and there. I think Jan's takedown defense is really, really good, and Jan doesn't fade like Umar does. I do believe in the later rounds of that fight, Umar will be able to, or will be more tired from Jan stopping all the takedowns, Jan forcing it on the feet, technical exchanges from Jan. Jan's combinations, his boxing, his kicks, his clinch work, his clinch trips, everything about Jan is so technical and so brilliant to watch. His comeback against Yadong was phenomenal, guys. Was a fucking amazing win. That takedown he got off that uppercut was unreal how technically beautiful that was. Even the Osotagari he got on Davison Figueiredo was ridiculous, bro. Like, Piotr Jan is so glaze-worthy, and like, I'm telling you guys, there's no one that fits the description of their nickname better than Piotr Jan. No Mercy is such a cool nickname, and he really did show that in this fight, especially with Aldo. Sterling fight, especially because this guy showed not just no mercy, this guy showed no rule set. Like, sucks to see that fucking Sterling ruined this guy's career. But Jan can get back on top of the world. That's just how skilled I believe he is. And given the right matchup, given an O'Malley 5-rounder, I do believe Jan has what it takes to become the bantamweight champion of the world once again. And he's so fun. This is how you're a fun Russian. See this, Ankalaev? This is what fun Russian looks like. But also, with Piotr Jan, I love that style that also Joshua Van himself has of the downloading the data, measuring them out early in the first, and then just continuing on to snowball into an absolute beating that they put on their opponents. It's amusing and it's a beautiful sight to watch. I love when I'm watching Jan in his flow, when he's in round 4 against Figueiredo, landing that popping uppercut, when he's just popping that jab and bolo-style uppercutting Song Yadong. Like, Petr Yan, one of my favorite fighters of all time. My second favorite bantamweight of all time. And my favorite bantamweight on the UFC roster right now. I hope he destroys Umar Nurmagomedov in Abu Dhabi or in Azerbaijan. Hopefully, actually, they can do that fight in Abu Dhabi in a 5-rounder. I hope that fight's not 3 rounds because that does benefit Umar heavily. I do believe Umar will be able to out-grapple him in the first 2. And will be able to survive the 3rd round to a decision, 29-28. But in a 5-rounder, I think Yan will be able to change it. And guys, Petr Yan, just an absolute maestro of his sport and pure technical brilliance to watch. But moving on, someone that's not technical brilliance, but a fucking body. This is very, very, very much recency bias, but I don't give a fuck, lad. Paddy the body is fucking here. He's an elite lightweight. I told you guys, he's one of the elites. Alright, bro, UFC, come on, man. You guys can't even update your fucking next star. Can't even update his last win. But, dude, I told you he was going to dominate Michael Chandler, guys. He's fucking fun as hell with his shit talk. Yeah, gang of mushrooms. Head ass. I believe him and Elliot will have an amazing build up to their fights one day. To their fight one day, if it happens. I do believe he beats Charles. Yeah, guys, the plot armor is about to sink right through, and Paddy's actually going to be a top 5 UFC fighter soon enough, man. I'm just happy I've been calling it, and also with Paddy, he is very entertaining. His opponents have been meh, but all of his opponents he's had pretty fun build-ups with. I'm going to fucking teabag him. Like, there's always a good moment from Paddy's fights. Like, Scousers, we don't get knocked out against Vendramini. Like, he's had all these fun highlight reel, viral moments. I also like how Pimblett's kind of like a G and he stands up for, men's mental health and whatever. It's kind of a good thing for him, and it's a good gig he's got going, and I do believe Paddy is a shining example of what self-belief can do in a human being, because with the skill set he has, you would believe he's absolutely going to get cooked by Chandler. But the guy believes in himself, and he knows one day his time will come. And Paddy Pimblett, guys, will, in my opinion, shock the world and might actually become a champion one day. I don't know how he would beat an Armin, but I can see him beating a Charles, Dustin, or that little posh boy Armin. You know what I mean? Aurelia, Mr. El Chorizo. Paddy's a fucking joker, dude, and he's also very fun to watch. And it's fun to see him keep proving the doubters wrong, man. Paddy Pimblett's a beast, bro. I'm happy to see him keep winning. Keep doing your thing, Paddy. You're fucking on a roll. And, hey, maybe one day you can get that belt and fucking finally give the Brits something to look forward to. Because Tom Aspinall might lose to John Boner Jones. Yes, this piece of shit is technically my favorite fighter in the heavyweight division. Yes, I could have been like, Tom Aspinall. But guys, I've been watching John Jones since I was a little young wee lad. I do get nostalgic whenever I watch John Jones highlights. And I mean, how can you not call this kid the most badass fighter in the UFC? You know what I mean? Like, he's been ducking Aspinall for about 6 months. How can you not respect that? No, I'm joking. But I do believe John Jones, regardless of what you think about him, is one of, if not the greatest fighter to ever live. His fights are rarely ever boring unless it's the OSP fight or the Santos fight or the Smith fight. But, and he's just, it's not about his technical brilliance with John. It's more of watching him pick shit together and use his IQ in the fight. And that's one thing I love about Jon Jones is he is one of the smartest fighters in UFC history. And with all the prep time in the world, this guy might be able to even beat Aspinall, who seems like an unstoppable force in the division. Jon Jones, you're a fucking piece of shit. But I don't give a shit. I love whenever you're fighting. Jon Jones fight weeks are some of my favorite fight weeks ever, even when he was fighting fucking retired old man Steopik. Yeah, man, I love Jon Jones, his career. I love his career, man. That sounded fucking soy, can't lie. But I love Jon Jones' career. I love his fights. I love his fight style. And I hope he goes one last ride against Tom Aspinall. And yeah, guys, moving on to Dricus, mate. I'm absolutely going to rape Hamzat Chimaev on wherever it is, Abu Dhabi or on International Fight Week. I'm going to dominate Hamzat Chimaev. Dricus du Plessis is my favorite middleweight on the roster right now. Dude, this guy's rides. I was so close to picking him to beat Whitaker. I just didn't. But outside of that, I picked his career virtually perfectly. He's had an amazing career. An absolute middleweight tear he's been on. Fuck him for not KOing Strickland, though, in the last fight. Especially when he shattered his nose. He could have went after him way more. But props to Dricus du Plessis, mate. He's an absolute beast in the cage. And he fucking choked out that Black Beach Israel. I was so happy when he choked out Adesanya. Had a lot of money riding on Dricus in that fight. So it was very, very good to see him win. And he's well-rounded. He's goofy. He's fucking got good trash talk, bro. Mate, I'm going to absolutely dominate you way worse than your dad did, Sean. Way worse than your dad did. Your dad doesn't have shit on me, bro. Like, bro, fucking made Izzy's bitch ass cry at the press conference. Dude, Dricus he's just been on an absolute tear. You know, mate, like one of my favorite lines from him is when he goes, it's not about if you're willing to die in there, it's about if you're willing to take a life. Like, that's cold. I can't lie for fucking guy with that accent. That's a pretty cool line. I can't lie. And Dricus du Plessis fights like he wants to finish every single fight. Went to war with Strickland in the first fight. Yeah, it wasn't a fucking all-out slang him and bang him Whitaker and Romero war. But he knocked Whitaker's ass out. Knocked Brunson out cold with ground and pound. Submitted, just basically retard subbed Till. Just decided, oh yeah, I'm going to sub you now. Took him down and subbed him. Had a bunch of retard moments against Tavares and won that fight. And that fight was amazing. And this guy, Dricus, in that fight, I remember being like, oh my, mate, he's slowing down. And then this guy triples his output in round 3. I need to find the stats of that fight, man. But if I do, I'm actually going to look up the stats. Brad Tavares. I believe in that fight, this guy tripled his output in the 3rd round when he was already tired. Stats. All right, bro. Like, the UFC doesn't have their own champion stats? Okay, here we go. Per round. So, round 1, yeah, he landed 20, he threw 26. Round 2, 75 he threw. And round 3, 111. Like, from the first round, he tripled his output in the 3rd. Dricus has one of the examples of fighting isn't all about skill. Mate, it's about the heart. It's about who wants it more. Like, Dricus wants it a lot more than a lot of these guys. He wanted it way more than Strickland. He choked Izzy out and forced him to quit. He's just, he's got a lot of these moments where you see he really mentally breaks guys before the fight or after. And I cannot wait to see this guy fight Khamzat Chimaev. I think that's going to be one of the best fights of the year. And guys, if this guy's an underdog, don't fucking count out this South African legend. Dricus Du Plessis is one of my favorite fighters of all time. And what a great middleweight champion he is. Hopefully he goes on to be one of the greatest middleweights, if not the greatest middleweight of all time. He's pretty close. Let him beat Chimaev, Imavov, and then maybe if he beats Baralho, that's it. But moving on, I'm going to knock out Bilal. I'm going to knock him out in Montreal, Canada. Nah, Jack Della Maddalena, guys. This guy is the most entertaining welterweight, bar none. Fuck you if you have an argument. All of his fights have been absolute bangers. Burns fight, banger. Holland fight, ass. I literally went back on my word in 2 seconds. But it's Holland who made that fight shit. Holland was the one running away like a little bitch that whole fight. Banger fight with Hafez, which shouldn't have been split. Should have been clear 2-1 Jack. Amazing fucking first round demolition of Randy Brown. First round demolition of Danny Roberts. First round demolition of Ramazan Emeev. Which he did get caught in a Darce choke, so it was pretty back and forth early. And killed Pete Rodriguez, I believe. Yep, Pete Rodriguez. Dead Game? Oh my god, that's such a gay nickname. But yeah, man, I hope he chins Bilal, guys. I hope he does, because if he does, I will have been calling JDM to be a UFC champion since Eternal FC, guys. But, regardless, I don't give a fuck. I just hope Jack knocks out Bilal, even though I'm Palestinian, guys. I kind of should be rooting for Bilal to win. I don't give a fuck. I want Jack to win. I want Jack to revive this welterweight division. And can you imagine Jack versus Shavkat, guys? Please inject that fight into my veins. And he'll fucking kill Shavkat. I know he will. Shavkat's got sus boxing defense. I know he'll dig to the inside and rip to the body and fucking chin Shavkat. That overrated. No, he's not that overrated, but a little overrated is Shavkat. And yeah, guys, Jack Della Maddalena is also... This guy's literally fucking welterweight Ilya, and no one talks about it. This guy's literally welterweight Ilya. He's so clean in the boxing. Like, it's unbelievable. His boxing is straight beautiful to watch. And this guy, Jack Della Maddalena, an absolute stud of a chap he is. And, bro, he's got the clutch gene. This guy has the clutch gene. If he's losing, he's going to pull that win out the bag. Hopefully he chins Bilal, pulls that win out the bag. But, yeah, guys, that's going to do it for Jack Della Maddalena. And moving on to his fellow Australian brother, Volk, mate. You fucking thought anyone else was going to be here after that fucking title fight? The GOAT! The GOAT! No, he's not actually the GOAT, but Alexander Volkanovski is one of my favorite, if not my favorite fighter of all time. Alexander Volkanovski has shown me time and time again that hard work beats talent every fucking time. This guy's an absolute beast of a human being, an absolute phenomenal champion. He's completely won at life at this point. 2-time champ. He's rich. He's got it all. He's a world champion. He's a role model. And let's look at this guy's... I don't give a fuck that he lost to Ilya and Makhachev twice. The second fight with Islam and Volk doesn't count. I don't care. Yes, it should count technically. Why did Volk take this fight, bro? But, guys, Volk has had an amazing run in the UFC. Chad Mendes fight, or a decent technical striking match with Aldo. A great first fight where he schooled Holloway. A razor-thin second fight where I did think he actually edged round 3, 4, and 5. Early, though, when it did happen, I did think Holloway won the fight. But doesn't matter. because he went then on to go fucking absolutely beat the shit out of Ortega, and that fight should have been stopped because I don't know what the ref. Oh, hey, Ortega, what's the count of my fingers? What's the count of my fingers? Two, three, two, three. Fucking nope. Let him in anyway, bud. Volkanovski destroyed Ortega. Masterclass the Korean Zombie. Yeah, it's this old Korean can. Schooled 50-45, destroyed Holloway. This guy won more rounds against Holloway than Ilya did in his latest fight with him. Had an amazing back and forth. Could have been split. Amazing war with Islam Makhachev, which I did think Islam Makhachev won. And I thought Volk was just a round off of winning that fight. But he had such a great showing and he shocked the world that night. And a lot of people did think he won. Then right after that takes a quick 4-month turnaround. Beats the shit out of Yair Rodriguez and finishes him in 3 rounds. Then the tragedy that started it all. And then he comes back on top of the world and beats Lopez's ass. I told you guys Lopez was an overhand uppercut merchant. Thank you, Volkanovski, and thank you, Jesus Christ, for giving him the win. Guys, that's really going to do it for the video. Alexander Volkanovski, my favorite featherweight on the UFC roster. Thank you, Volkanovski, for an absolutely fantastic career. And thank you to all these fighters for putting on spectacular, entertaining fights every time they step in the cage. Guys, let me know what you guys want to see in the next video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.